The 2025-2026 budget paints a clear picture of Kenya's current economic crossroads. Anchored in the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, the budget has been touted as one that is a balancing act between delivering on campaign promises and managing a growing debt burden.
If we consistently reduce our budget deficit, then we are likely to get out of the debt trap.
Mining issues.
In the public administration and international relations, what many call the operational heartbeat of government, the allocations have come under sharp scrutiny.
Important to note that citizens actively participate in the budget-making process in accordance with Article 10 of the Constitution, anticipating that their voices will influence how resources should be allocated and that their input is respected during the budget implementation stage. Both revenue-raising and spending decisions must therefore reflect the demands, aspirations, and priorities of Kenyans, particularly the younger generation, to whom this nation offers great promise.
The biggest headline in this sector, a sharp cut in development spending, down by 23%. But this is no blanket austerity measure. It's a surgical shift. While capital projects take a backseat, recurrent expenditure, money to keep the government running, rises by a modest 2%. This signals a clear policy shift, pausing the construction of new government buildings and slowing down system upgrades to focus on keeping existing machinery ticking. The move is further cemented by the adoption of zero-based budgeting, a new approach where every shilling must now be justified from scratch, unlike in previous years where budgets were simply rolled over. The executive, home of the presidency and all ministries, continues to claim the largest slice of the budget, with 2.494 trillion allocated to it, indicating a boost of approximately 522.52 billion. But in a season of high taxes and economic pressure, this allocation has triggered calls for accountability and more value for money.
It is essential that these inequities are highlighted and rectified.
The Judiciary's budget has been adjusted to 25 billion from 27 billion Kenya shillings, reflecting a reduction of 2 billion Kenya shillings. Parliament too is set for a 4% increase, bringing its share to around 42.5 billion, money which they say is crucial for legislative and oversight roles. But while the increase in recurrent budgets keeps the government running, the deep cuts in development spending tells another story.
We even have a budget deficit. It is because we have a long wish list of what we need to do. But we need to ask ourselves, do we need to do all that so that we end up with a deficit? And I raised some areas here. Quick wins which can reduce our spending, discretionary spending, foreign trips. You know, benchmarking, they are very expensive.
This decision to pause long-term investment in things like digital infrastructure and facility upgrades may seem pragmatic, but it comes with risks. Neglecting modernization could entrench inefficiencies and slow down the delivery of services that Kenyans depend on. The 2025-2026 budget for the payer sector is at its core a bet on strategic austerity. But its true measure won't be in just how much is saved, but in whether the government can still deliver results where it matters the most for the people of Kenya.
Kenya can act optimally with half of the government we have in terms of its size. We can cut the government into half across everything. Government, if government is a loaf of bread, you can cut it by half. All the resources of government, you can cut it by half, and my grandmother will not notice. What am I trying to say? That service delivery will not be hampered. Institutional reform must be deliberate and must be objective.
Brian Amoai, K24.